Tēnā koutou whānau and welcome family. As has been a common thread over the last couple of years, what unprecedented times do we find ourselves living in? If you had told me just over a couple of years ago that we were on the verge of living in a global pandemic, I would have laughed, and yet here we are. As one of the leaders here at Hamilton City Salvation Army, I wanted to greet you and explain a little bit of how we are operating under the red level of the COVID protection framework, why we've come to these decisions, and where to from here. Currently, at the Hamilton City Salvation Army, we're still operating most of our community services under strict guidelines for the maximum safety of our staff, our clients, and the wider community. Our pastoral care team is operating and keeping busy, providing support and care for those who require it. The rest of our programs are, for this current season, doing one of three things. First, some have been paused. For example, most of our in-person gatherings, such as Kids Church. Others have been modified. For example, our Sunday services and our home leagues have moved online and into hubs, while children's ministries are now operating online in small groups. The third option is that some of our smaller groups, such as the band, have been able to continue meeting under very strict guidelines. We acknowledge that these aren't all ideal. We all want to meet together with no restrictions and in whatever size group that we want to. However, there's more factors at play here than just our desires to return to a normal life. I want to assure you that all of our programs and services here at Hamilton Salvation Army are constantly being reviewed by the leadership. We take into consideration several factors, such as the age and vulnerability of our church family and wider community, government restrictions, Salvation Army guidelines, daily case numbers and other risk factors, while also considering our purpose to see people come into a deepening relationship with Jesus Christ. All things considered, Hamilton City Salvation Army leadership has decided to retain our COVID management plan as it is, with no large in-person services or programs under the red level, whatever the phase. Smaller groups may be allowed to meet, but this will be decided on a case-by-case basis if we can ensure all safety guidelines are adhered to. As the current outbreak has not yet peaked, we will be encouraging our groups and our leaders to modify their programs and services. This ensures that safe connection and operation is retained. Now, I understand that this is not the ideal situation or decision for most of us, and there will continue to be frustration as we navigate these bumpy COVID waters. But I ask you to continue to be kind to each other in love, knowing that one day we will look back on this. This isn't forever, and we're on the same team. God calls us to unity, even if it just means at the moment we're meeting in smaller groups. And I promise you, there will be great celebration in Hamilton City Salvation Army when we can come together in larger groups for worship again. I conclude with a reminder that we have started to worship in smaller groups, HCSA hubs. We have a number of hubs meeting across the city all throughout the week for worship and fellowship. These are great opportunities to connect and support each other, and I strongly encourage you to head over to our website for more information or contact our church office to register. And the great news is Jesus is registered in all of the groups, so you're guaranteed to meet him whichever one you join. Alternatively, each Sunday morning, HCSA Online is available from 8 a.m. should you wish to worship through that medium. Please continue to pray for an end to this pandemic, for the leaders and decision makers at this time, and for unity and healing in our nation and those who call Hamilton City Salvation Army home. Until we meet again, keep safe and stay close to Jesus. Ka kite.